Uh, when you work with me, I give you certain tips. Tips that I have learned from my experience working in the energetic healing and intuitive field, especially working with many people. So let me give you the tip. I don't want to keep you long. I don't want you to accuse me. Oh, he's leading me on. One thing you'll know about me in any of my videos, you will learn a lesson in every video. I guarantee it. There will be something that you did not know, and you will look at my videos and you will know. There'll be confirmations. This is when we mean there's a difference between spiritually awakening and ascension. Ascension comes with codes, goes beyond your intention. So let me get back. So to my people who are going through a lot of energetics ups and downs, just to my people, let me give you a tip. Early in the morning, you do not give your sovereignty away to anyone. You get my drift? The first thing when you wake up in the morning, you fight for your peace right there, because that's a clean blank slate. And how you get to being pissed off at 3 is that you allow the pissed off energy to start with you when you open your eyes. Within the first 5 minutes of awakening will determine how your day is going to go. It won't determine it exactly, but it'll be a determining factor. So within the first 5 minutes of waking up, you know how some people wake up in a bad mood and they think that that's okay to be? No, you don't wake up in a bad mood around me. Go over there and sit down. Don't be dragging your bad mood everywhere in my house. What is that? It's like you smearing shit on my walls. What is that? Certain things are just unacceptable for the morning, period. Not in a spiritual house. Not in a spiritual house. You wake up, you say good morning. If you're not feeling okay, that's okay. But you don't get in a bad mood and smear it everywhere. It's called spiritual etiquette. Energetic etiquette. Many of you don't know this because many of you have not been raised spiritually properly. And that's the one thing that I scream at people. It's like we used to be raised spiritually properly. We used to have elders who raised us spiritually. We had someone to tell us, this is what this is what not this is. They spoke to us in the spiritual way. We don't have that anymore. And so I am going to do what I can to tell the rest of the people, like, listen, you may not have had someone who was of a higher frequency in your childhood or now. But whatever you are right now, you know the right way. Some things, sometimes this is just simple math. You don't need to light a candle for it. You don't need to pray or meditate. You just know. If someone wakes up in a bad mood and their energy is off and negative, and you say good morning, there's a 50-50 chance that that's going to get on you. Not unless you overpower it, but you know they sneak you, because you could just be going to the bathroom and run into them, and they're like, be like, God damn. You know, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I'm going to tell you this is because I like to speak real. A lot of this, what I've gone through in the spiritual realm, I also kind of went through in the natural realm. A lot of people woke up and were not living active, like they were living a life and then they woke up and I get it, and they were spiritual. I ran into spirituality about 150 miles an hour. Some of us ran into it. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't, I didn't have a organic experience. I had a suborganic. It was as if something tore me from the reality that I was living. And it was hard. It was hard. but it wasn't impossible. And why it wasn't impossible? Because I had already lived and people would say, well, what do you mean you already lived that life? This started for you when you were like 31. What do you mean when you were an adult for 21 years? I said, no, I was an old soul. So I had already learned a lot of human things being an old soul, how to handle people. Um, and so when I walked into the spirituality, I was running. I wasn't walking, and I wasn't trying to absorb it. I was basically trying to understand it as it began to overpower me. Meaning, my gifts started to turn on, and I didn't know what this was. I was like, and I'm a level-headed type of guy. If people tell you in high school and college, it's like, no, Lawrence has always been level-headed. I've always been the person that people came to. But during this particular time, I was not in control the way I was used to being in control, like an old soul, we used to be in control. I was not in control that way. No, it wasn't that way. And I had to surrender to something that was bigger than me, but I also had to surrender to the generational curse that I did not have, but yet was trying to visit me. And that generational curse was all over everyone in my family. For the first time I saw it. I saw the light and the dark at the same time. My spiritual awakening part, not the ascension, but my spiritual awakening phase was seeing the light and the dark at the same time. People even come to me and be like, Lawrence, I feel a dark presence when I'm talking to you. I'm like, that's you. What you consider dark is protection. You feel your protection. You should. People feel my protection and they think that it's dark. It's like, no, this is my protection. How are you offended because the way you feel around me? See, this is when I mean stay in your lane. This is what I mean, stay in your lane. How are you offended by people who've never said anything to you? Stop. Let's bring this together. Let me tell it to you, because no one's talking to you this way. You need to stay in your lane. You learned spirituality in an open field. We don't live in open fields. So sometimes and that's why you're so dirty. That's why your mind is flipping a mile a minute. You got anxiety and depression because you won't stay in your lane, and you don't know it, but a lot of you do. A lot of you are stalkers who have collected parasites, but because you hiding behind stalking people, turning on their cameras and stuff, you think the universe doesn't see you. That's the crazy part about it. You're in spirituality, stalking another person's spirituality. You think the universe doesn't see you doing it. And you catch a parasite. And you continue to do it, and you catch other, because a parasite is a form of protection. A parasite is a form, people have spiritual parasites as a form of protection. You won't get one if you don't cross into their energy without them saying, yes, you have my permission. Some of this is just simple. You just don't go in and walk in someone's house and spy on them and then say, this is what you saw and this is this and they made you feel this way. Why are you in their house? And you see, this type of energy is the energy that weighs down a lot of the spiritual phases in people, because they are constantly being inundated with parasites because they won't stay in their lane. Number two, and I'm speaking to a certain group of people, so don't get all twisted up and I don't know what he's talking about. Sometimes if you don't know what I'm talking about, good. That's okay. It ain't for you. People say, well, you speaking over my head. Good. It ain't for you. Why do you think I'm talking to just you? But you can witness a conversation with me and another frequency of people. Your spirituality is not always centered around you. And that's the truth. Sometimes your spirituality is centered around a collective of people. I know you don't, all of you don't know that, so I'm going to start teaching it. You would need to book a session. What I have to offer is unique and personal to me and the other person. So it is a connection. It's a respectful connection because I teach people how to respect spiritual people. And those who don't, and there's many that don't respect. They light candles and Lawrence, I'm gonna pull your energy, I'm gonna speak to you. Because if you think you can you can steal spirituality, you headed to such a hard lesson that what am I to do? You think you can steal something? It's that ego, it's that lower vibration. A lot of them have parasites, meaning they get in the spiritual realm, but they're voyeurs, and it pulls their energy down. They honestly want to be higher, but they are hiding a secret. And that secret is because they have parasites. It's not a big thing. It's not something that you can't stop doing. It's something that you are unconscious is against the law. Or if you know what it is, you just don't think you're going to have to pay for it. And I can tell the immaturity in you. And so I speak directly to it. You know this is immature to do. You know this is. So correct it. Because you're paying for it. We all pay for every action, every intention that we put out. It either comes back to us as gain or pain. Everything we put out will either come back to us, every intention, every word, every inflection, every bit of physical energy, every bit of emotional energy, every bit of your being, what you put out will come back, either pain or gain. Got a lot of pain, huh? I like this lady. I ain't been around this lady in a while. I was out doing my thing, but I love my lady. I love my lady of the lake. Everybody loves this lady of the lake. So I will be doing retreats here. I'm opening them up to the public. I have been, but basically to private clients. My retreats are very powerful. They're shifting. You learn. I'm not the type of person that's going to heal you without teaching you. So this is not a healing. This is not only a healing meaning. This is also a teaching. Take a class with me, and not an ordinary class. Trust. You go to my videos. You see all of those people. It's their voices. It's their connection. I'm just the vessel. If you came here, you'd see it. You'd feel it before you get out of the car. It is community. It is supportive. It is designed for healing. It is designed for you to sit and meditate. You don't have to know how to meditate. Trust everybody that comes here who doesn't meditate, by the time they leave here, they're meditating completely in the whole. They have accepted the energy of meditation here. And literally, you would think that would take to certain people like days. It takes about an hour and a half. And we're not even focused on meditation in an hour and a half. When you get into, see, what we forgot to understand is putting the healing energy into the earth. And let the earth work with us. Put your hand on the ground. You're not blessing the earth. Who are you to bless the earth? You're not blessing the earth. earth is already blessed. You're acknowledging the blessings of the earth. You're acknowledging the blessing of the earth. You're not blessing the earth. And when you acknowledge the blessings of the earth, they rise from the soil. As people walk on it, they're getting healed, they're giving up. I've seen it for 15 years. It has always happened here. It's always happened here. Men, women, children, black, white, Latino, German, everybody. I don't know. Everyone has been here. And this is where it is. And because we invested the time to put healing first and to have the work with the blessing of the earth to architect it and design it. We didn't design it. These are naturally healing trees. There's 7 of them. Each one heals a certain part of you. When people come and they meet these trees, I want to say my trees because they are mine. I am the steward of them as they are the steward of me. We have divine masculine, we have divine feminine, we have the animal tree, we have the child tree, we have the grandma tree, which the grandma tree, can I tell you, the grandma tree, I go back in the videos. We have the lean-to tree and we have a garden. We have some other trees coming online, but they will, and you may not work with all the trees. It's not a place where you want to gobble it up. It's a place where you want to have peace and release. We have specialized skills here. You won't find this type of healing anywhere. The people that have come here over the last 15 years received the specialized training, the healing and the training. And you say, well, Lawrence, did you do it? No, I assisted. They found it within them here. Big difference. When I train people, the first thing is to find the gift within you. I'm not telling you a Reiki master. You're still beyond a Reiki master. But if you want to be a Reiki master, go ahead and do it. I've always told people. You're so beyond that. Why get this far out and then get into another box? I'm like, y'all gotta have some balls. Back in the day, I'm a water intuitive. I ain't seen one like me yet. I'm a water intuitive. I ain't seen one like me yet. So when you come to me, you're not coming to someone who's not doing it. You know what I mean? You're not coming to someone who's sitting or who's written a AI book, and I'm not trying to be, nasty or anything like that. I'm just who the fuck I am. And I'm not about to candy coat. Don't get offended. But don't get offended. Get authentic. Don't get offended. Get authentic. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about when I say get authentic. So when I became a water intuitive, it was because I was working as a reader and it came out of me. And it came out of me and everyone saw it. A lot of people saw it. That's why in Dallas, they call me the waterman because they saw it happen. They experienced it happen. They saw the process for years. It wasn't like I just slammed it and put a title and this is what I am. That's what a lot of y'all do and you get screwed up. Check my last video. But I'm saying that because we're going to need you to pull this together. As you can see what's happening right now, I'm going to need you to pull this together. I'm going to need you to pull it together. I'm going to need you to put some form and I'm going to need you to put some seriousness about this. I can assist. I'm not trying to sell you my gift. I'm not trying to chase you down. I really am not. I'm just looking at you and saying, do you know another person like me? No, honestly, let's be real. Let's be real. Do you know another person like me? And if you do, put their name down in the comments. It's that level of awareness I need you to understand. Instead of swiping and watching me, do you know another person? Is there another person on social media like me? I'm not coming from ego, I'm coming from mere truth. Mere truth. And so you watch the seasons change. And I don't need your money. That's where you got everything. I don't need your money. I need your participation. This is bigger than your money. This is a new age. I need your participation. What I have is going to be worldwide. But it's not me. It's us. And the more that you look at it like that's Lawrence and that's me, you slowing down your whole process, because if anything you're going to learn right now on this planet is you're going to learn the power of the collective, the power of community. You're going to learn that. A lot of you are learning it now. You're just too damn stubborn to admit it. You're drowning in the sea of I instead of in the sea of one. The oneness. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. And I'm not trying to tell you to fake it. I'm just trying to tell you to put some effort behind coming together and stop coming together with phony people. Like if we see another place where people gather, healers gather and heal each other, just stroking off each other, y'all don't see these people sick out here? But see, it's elitism. It's elitism. And it's run and there's a lot of immature people at the helm, spiritually immature people, guiding people off ego cliffs. Because the person who's guiding you is also trapping you because they're not expanding. So they're just going to repeat everything back because they're lazy. They're lazy. My people knocked the frame off their ass. You hear me? I knocked the frame right off their ass. They'd be like, I'll be like, let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You're going to walk up in that place and nobody, and them people, we're going to start doing spiritual things in front of them people, and them people are going to act like we're going to look at us like we crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to look right back at them like they're crazy. But I know one thing, they're going to get this. I know one thing, because I don't walk up into places just because. And I'm going to teach you that. The first thing I teach my students is to break that barrier of self-doubt. And you know how I do it? I will throw you directly into the pool. You'll be walking around side of it. I think I could do that. And if I do, and I'll just go over there and bump your ass in the pool, put your ass, it'll be a person in front of you. And before you know it, you'll be like, Lawrence, I don't know what to do. And I'll be like, wing it. And you're live. Because I like that. That makes me, you know why I laugh at that and people laugh at like that one time? Because when you realize how silly you're acting, like you have a gift, you know you have a gift. Why are you letting these people tell you who ain't well that you're crazy? These people are crazy that tell you that you're crazy. You ever talk to someone and they'll be like, oh, that's crazy. I don't believe in the crystals. That's crazy. People crazy. And I'll be looking at them like, yeah, there's something crazy in here. It ain't them damn crystal stuff. There's only one crystal here that's crazy. What's your name again, Crystal? You know, I think spirituality and ascension is funny. I'm not laughing at it to lessen or to play into some form of parody of it. No, it's funny because when you get right down to it, everybody needs healing. – 'Cause 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 ' Yes, and people, yeah. People talk, they say, well, Lawrence, people need sexual healing. I said, they don't need sexual healing, they need sensual healing. Is it? And they said, well, Lawrence, that's the same thing. And I said, no, it's not. And that's the problem why you need sensual healing. Because you think sensual and sexual is the same thing. You know what I mean? You've been having survival sex, struggle sex. That's what it is. And then struggle and survival sex is trauma. You ain't really having sex. You ain't really making love. You're having struggle and survival sex. You talk struggle and survival everywhere. You don't even know what it is to be sensual. You think changing your bed sheets is sensual. You think it has to be attached to sex for you to be sensual. I said, we need to climb a little higher, and you tell yourself the truth. You're too immature to step into tantric. You're too sexually immature to step into some type of tantric teaching just because that's all they have to offer. Freaking kidding me? You know how strong creation energy is? And you can learn all of that in nature. You see, I'm going to say this, I piss off a lot of people. Oh my gosh. In the last couple of years, y'all, I've been pissing people way the fuck off, okay? I've been pissing people off before. I was nice. All of a sudden, everybody was like, "Whoa, why aren't you pissing me off?" I haven't done anything. I'm not saying anything. What I'm doing is telling the truth. You just don't like to hear it from a middle-aged black man. And you tell that truth. A lot of this could have been out further had you got over your trauma of middle-aged black men. Had you got over your biases and things of hearing something of light come out of a middle-aged black man. That's what a lot of the issue is. And that's the healing part. And that's why I piss people off. Because they need the information, but they don't like it coming from me. And people will say, oh, well, Lawrence, I don't think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes stuff is just as simple. But see, you need to sit down and talk to a middle-aged black man because we make it real simple. We've had years of complications. Trust me. We've had years of complications. When we say it in three sentences, take it. Because that's all we're going to say. Everything else is just static. You don't like hearing a lot of this information from, and I'm not talking to people who are not black. I'm talking to black people. You don't want to hear this from me. Because a lot of you got into healing because you were traumatized. I didn't really get into healing because I was traumatized. Healing got into me. But I didn't go through some trauma and then find healing. And then a lot of you did that and you assume everybody did that. But we didn't. We didn't. So you still carry the trauma of healing. And so when you see things, I trigger your stuff, but I'm designed perfectly to do that. I'm designed perfectly to do that. And other black middle-aged men are designed perfectly to do that. We're here. You won't hear us because you're trauma. And you're projecting that on us. And it's not us. We don't even know you. We didn't do that to you. We didn't even know that. Because that's where you're sick and you're too wounded to accept that I'm sick there. It's stopping me from growing. We all got to come together and get over it. We can't live all of our spiritual life with an open, gaping wound talking about I'm healing and yet this big gaping wound because you only work with one group of people. Now that might have worked out 15, 20 years ago, but it ain't happening now. That's why your business is failing. That's why your spiritual practice is failing. Because there's a big gaping wound in you that you think should be there. And you've leveled up to the place where it can't be there anymore. And instead of looking inside, you're going to point it everywhere else out because you don't think that because now you done got a couple of clients and you don't. Oh, you too, you know. You done a retreat. Can't nobody tell you not. You know what I mean. You done. You know you walking. You damn near floating on air when you walk in. You know. You have names like the. You know, the goddess and the empress and the emperor, the king of the Abba, and all I see is a big gaping wound. I see a big gaping wound screaming for someone to say, "Hey, just because somebody took your class doesn't mean you well. Just because someone bought your book doesn't mean that you are well." And I'm going to say it to you because I got receipts. I got receipts. So I'm saying it to you. You know, I'm getting clear that I'm saying this to you. And the reason why I'm doing this to you is because a lot of us have suffered to be healed and well and teach. So you can't skip over this, baby. No one's doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself. And I say that, and people say, well, Lawrence, you did say that things. Yeah, it is there. But because you did it to yourself, you brought other people to do it to you. You brought other entities to do it because you was doing it to yourself. They was like, I'm just going to join in. And they made a complex thing. In fact, they tricked you to do it to yourself. That's why I say sometimes you need to wake up. And I know a lot of you looking at me with pure, like, what the hell is this black man telling me? I'm telling you to wake up and grow up. It's time. You got a gift? You connect with me. You book a session with me, we get it done. I don't need you in my business for 3 months. I'm a lot quicker than a 90-day course. I wrap this sucker up in 3 days. You done had a website by Tuesday. I'm not playing. I'm pumping them out. Now you might say, what do you mean? They might not be ready. Okay. But you see, everybody come to me is ready. See, that's that self-doubt. I don't have time that everybody that comes to me is ready or they don't come to me. You think I'm doing this? See, that's the difference in maturity. Some of you think you're doing it. You're not doing it, you're a vessel. My goal is to make you a very pristine vessel as much as I can through my experience and my gift. The Most High picks and chooses. You know, there are helpers to this. I don't know why people think that humans can't help other humans in their mission and their gift. You know, and it depends on where you are. I accept all. Like there are people say, well, Lawrence, are there Christians that work with you? Oh, I would assume 98%. Yeah, I would assume about 98%, maybe 97. I don't know, but definitely most are. It's just y'all have never seen these types of Christians. That's why you're looking at it like it's weird. You're like, well, this is nature. How are you not getting it? You see, it's that I fear that they are too free with the Most High, and I have to go over and tell them, you can't be. I gotta lessen you. You can't have that level of relationship with the Most High in nature, because what does it prove? I don't know what you're doing. Whose side are you working on? Whose side are you working on? When you get in nature and you see people laying down on the grass, sitting contemplating or meditating or listening to gospel music, and the first thing you say is this of God? I know what ain't of God. I know that. So,